Yeah, I always open with thanking our fans, but I also want to thank Aflac, it's the title sponsor for this event. What an incredible venue, atmosphere. Anytime you play in Atlanta in this facility, and it's part of a title sponsor game where you're playing another top 15, top 20 matchup, to me it feels like a playoff game. And it's a great way to try to assess where you are as a team. No longer do you have to win every game, but you do have to find out when you're going to be playing your best. And you want to be playing your best towards the end of the year, and one of the best barometers is to get quality wins. And I got a lot of respect for Clemson, Dabo, the way they play, the way they coach. But this event's special to me, and every chance we get to play in it, we want to play in it. So Gary Stoken and his staff do a tremendous job, and so has Aflac.
Leland, we got mic holders on either side of the
Okay.
room. Mic holders, raise your hands, please.
Anthony with the Atlanta Boys. Coach Malaki Starks, a few years ago as a freshman in this game, he made a big interception. Made another huge interception this game today, and then freshman catch at Golden. He's a freshman, had a pretty good game. What do you attest the credit to Starks' growth in this game and being able to put freshmen in games like this and they have a great performance?
Yeah, I think Coach Schumann and his defensive staff have done a tremendous job of making our defense adjustable, complex without being complex, and you can play more players that way. So we tell freshmen all the time. We had Malaki play in this game 2 years ago. KJ played in the game today. Michael played in the game 2 years ago. If you're a talented freshman and you can learn, then you can play. And Malachi's growth is a credit to his humbleness or his humility, and he is a great kid from a great family, and that's what makes Malaki special.
Coach, to tell it, had that first half looked a lot like that game in Charlotte a few years ago. Just what kind of adjustments, or was there anything you saw at halftime, or what would you owe the offense getting loose in the second half?
I think that Mike and his staff did a good job at halftime, looking at pictures, seeing what was there, capitalizing on some explosive plays. We blocked well on the perimeter, and that drive in the second half kind of opened things up. I think it loosened them up. It allowed us to be more explosive, and we used some tempo to help us, and we think we're a really well-conditioned team, and I thought that juice between Nate's quickness brought some energy, and Arian and Dylan making some plays on the perimeter.
Yeah, Michael goes down in the third quarter, and it looks like Jalen Walker comes in at outside linebacker. He gets back-to-back tackles for loss on one drive. The next drive gets back-to-back sacks. What sort of allows him to come in and play both inside and outside and make an impact like that, like he did today?
Yeah, he wasn't really playing for Michael. He was playing outside linebacker before Michael went down. They don't really play the same position. There's packages there where Jalen plays inside. There's packages where Jalen plays outside. We've had to get uncomfortable as coaches to use his skill set, and I think Schumann and the defensive staff have done a great job of finding ways that he can be successful. So Michael and him both are really good football players, and they both need to be on the field. They don't need to share time.
Coach, I think during the game, Bull tweeted that Malachi's the best DB in the country. Do you think you've got Javon Bullard during the game? Do you feel that way about Malaki? Do you think he's the best DB in the country?
I don't know. How can I judge? I haven't seen him. It's easier for Bull to say that because he's seen the things that Malachi's done in practice. I do think the play I saw him make today may be one of the best defensive football plays I've ever seen live in person. I've seen a lot on TV, but that one, he twisted and contorted his body, and how he could find the ability to go find that ball and get it is it's pretty special.
Hey, Coach, over here. Obviously, the first half, it was a little bit difficult to get the running game going. How did Nate Frazier help you guys open up the offense a little bit and get the offense going?
I don't know that Nate opened up that. I mean, we hit some perimeter runs to start the game, and you try to mix and mingle and try to catch people off balance. We thought that we could run it a little better inside than we did. They have some big defensive linemen. They're big on their edges. They're big up the middle. They're going to give people problems defensively. I have a lot of respect for them. I think Nate brought a little juice and a little energy there, as Cash did too, and Branson hasn't played football in a year, so Branson's going to be fine. He's a really good back, and we're going to continue to get better, and look forward to using all those guys' skill sets. We've got a really good dynamic in that running back room in terms of the players we have.
Coach, on that note, Nate Frazier had an excellent debut, and was just wondering how would you assess his place on the depth chart after today?
We don't do depth charts at running back. I mean, Cash Jones had a great day too, and I was really proud of all those guys stepping up. But there's no depth chart. I mean, we play the guys that have the best week of practice.
Kirby, to your transfer receiver today, you know, made some big plays. I mean, Colby down around the goal line made a great catch in London. Show how fast he is when he get the ball in his hand in space.
Yeah, London, I thought really stepped up. I thought the play of the game was the play he caught over the middle. Dylan had gone down with some cramping. London had to step up and go play. He made a great catch. I think it was a third down conversion, I'm not sure. But once we converted that, it kind of was a springboard to being explosive and scoring. And I thought that was a clutch catch. You know, London is a great kid. He's very level-headed. Nothing really affects him. It didn't surprise me in the moment that he didn't. The moment wasn't too big for him because he's played in a lot of these SEC matchups.
Kirby, you mentioned Michael earlier. What was the injury for him and for Warren Brinson as well?
Both. One's an ankle, and Warren's was more of a contusion of some kind. I'm not sure. I don't want to say high ankle, but it was above the ankle. It was more calf in there where he got stepped home. He felt like in Michael's X-rays they look good, but I've seen that before. So we got to go check it when we get home and see.
Coach, obviously Etienne didn't play. Was that a suspension, and is it over now? Will it carry into next year?
You know, we don't talk about those things, Chip. It's a good try though. We focused on how our guys played today, and that's the focus and energy I put into it. Appreciate your question.
We all know that Carson is calm, cool, collected, but we've heard you say that you wanted to show a little bit more passion, get his teammates fired up. Did you see that from him today?
Yeah, I thought he got a little passion and energy too there. You know, we struggled a little bit early and didn't have the third down conversions we did in the first half, and I thought he responded well to that. He came in, sat down on the iPad, and he told me when we came out the second half, he said, "We're going to score, Coach," and sure enough, we did. And I thought he really handled that well. And look, that's a good defense, guys. Y'all can say what you want. That's a really high quality defense.
And that kick from Peyton, 55-yarder, I mean, pretty late in the half there. How big was that for y'all?
Yeah, it was big at the time, but it just, you know, you can't play these games in 3-3-3-3. You got to score touchdowns, and that probably was a little out of my comfort zone. But it looked to me like he had some room to spare on it, you know. And what was it? 50 what?
55.
55. Yeah, I didn't even realize. I knew that when we had to kick it, it was out of the zone that I really wanted to, but I didn't have a lot of options there. And we were playing field position, and I've seen him make them. So indoors, I think it makes it a bit more significant.
Yeah, Coach, I believe Carson Beck extended some plays with his legs there, a couple third down conversions. Just talk to that growth in the area of his game using his legs.
Yeah, tremendous. I mean, the first conversion was that. It didn't end up in points, but what it did is flip the field position. It made them play behind the bad field position most of the game. He has the ability to do that, and I tell people all the time, they don't know the athlete he is, and it's not the speed, it's the body control, decision making. He can hurt you when you go out there and match everything, and then he takes off on you. He's got really good pocket presence, and he makes a play with his feet.
Yeah, with Warren going out, Jordan Hall, Xavier McLeod not out there. What did you see out of Christian Miller and Nas Stackhouse today in the middle of your defensive line?
Just tough guys, man. I can't say how they played. You know, I can't I didn't watch it specifically. But to play the plays they play, the number of snaps, the volume they've taken, they have been extremely durable and extremely tough. Trey's done a great job of bringing the young players along in that room. And, you know, we're getting a blessing in some ways of getting all these young guys ready while we're trying to get healthy. And that could really pay dividends late in the year if we get everybody back.
Hi, Coach. Some of the talk surrounding Clemson has been that they have not been utilizing the transfer portal as much as some other teams have. Can you talk about how the transfer portal guys have affected your roster and how they've affected the way that you guys play this year?
Yeah, that's hard for me to speak on. I'm not judgment of someone else. I guess you're not asking me to judge their program. You're saying how the transfer guys have helped our program. We're very selective in the transfer department. We take a tight end out of Stanford who's played in a similar offense, 2 tight end sets. We take a wideout who we play against and can run, and we need wideouts because we lost guys at wideout. Take Colby, who's a high quality kid. I mean, we talk to these kids, we visit with these kids, and if I want my team to stay my team. I've always said that. If you could give me every kid I sign, they stay at my program for 4 years and they can't leave, I would take that every day of the week. But if we're going to lose kids, we've got to replace them with high quality kids that are character kids that are looking to have an opportunity to win a championship. They want to go somewhere and play, because otherwise you can't survive in the SEC without the depth you need. So it's a forced situation. You have to use it. So we use it selectively because we actually like signing high school players that can develop into guys that you see in our program most of the time are that.
Yeah, Coach, I think I saw you guys play 7 offensive linemen today, Micah and Monroe getting in the mix. What does that say about the depth of your program, and what kind of a benefit, I guess, does that provide to you?
Well, we want to play a lot of linemen all the time. I mean, Carson works with those guys all the time. We like to play 8 and 9. I think to get through the year, you're going to have to do that. We're thinner than we've ever been. We've played 7, 8 guys. We've always played 3 tackles, and we'll continue to do that if they're playing winning football.
Coming out at halftime, you guys scored on the opening drive. Clemson comes back down, they're threatening to score. Your defense holds them to a field goal. What did you like from that series from your defense, and how big was that in the moment?
I thought we responded. I'm trying to remember that one. I think they got to a short yardage situation. We were able to stop them, knock them back, gave them a negative play. I thought the defense executed well in the red area, which is something we work on situationally a lot. Coach Schumann called some really good calls, and Jalen and those guys on defense executed them.
Kirby, obviously you guys have new faces every year, but I know you guys have some traits, characteristics that you'd like to instill in your team. Did you see that when it's 6-0 and you guys take control in the second half like that?
I didn't understand what you asked.
In terms of some of the, the resiliency, not looking at the scoreboard, being able to, do what you guys practice to do.
I was proud of the way the team played both halves. I mean, I really was. I mean, I think the narrative is out there. You're going to roll the ball out, and Georgia's just going to win. They're going to win because they have a G, and they're just going to roll over these teams. And football's not that way. That's a really good football team we just played. And the fact that we played and pushed through that is indicative of the things you're talking about. We built into our program. We said we had to out-physical them. I thought we did. We had to out-hustle them. I think we did. We'll watch the tape, and you got to out-discipline them. And those are 3 areas that we thought we had to win to beat Clemson, and our guys proved true of that.
Got another question for Coach Smart? Raise your hand, we'll bring a mic around to you. Allison?
Coach Smart, I know you said post-game that the interception from Malaki reminded you of Champ Bailey. Just what was it about it that reminded you of that, and just Malachi's performance today? Yeah,
when Champ was a freshman wearing 42, people don't remember it. He would play middle field safety, and he had range that was unheard of. I mean, he could go from sideline to sideline, and he made some diving plays and extended his body. And Malaki very similar to that in terms of his ability to play man-to-man, his ability to play safety. He could go out and play corner if he had to. He's just a tremendous athlete, but with all that accolades, he's one of the most humble, great kids I've ever been around. But I saw Champ before the game, and I told him that Malaki has a lot of the same traits.
Question in the back.
Kirby, the past couple off seasons, there were some incidents, and from the outside there were questions about the culture of Georgia football. On the inside, how would you describe the health of the culture of Georgia football right now?
Awesome. I wish you could talk to our players. I wish you could live there and see our guys day to day, and see Thomas Settles and Brian Gant and all the people that stand up in front of our team and talk about connection and share their experiences. And I mean, there's 2 of them sitting right there. You can ask them. They'll tell you. what you know in the inside is a lot more than what people can paint pictures to the outside. And people use it in negative recruiting, and they throw it out there. It comes back to bite them too.
Coach, right here. You guys won 40 consecutive games in the regular season. That means you got to be a very focused program. What do you think the secret is for you keeping these players focused, no matter, players come and go, but that focus seems to be pretty consistent?
I think it's a process. Like, we believe in what we do. Like, the leaders on our team that I meet with, they believe in it, they sell it, they push it to the younger players. I think somebody said the other day we had 38 or 42. My advisor brought to me, we had 42 or 38, I can't remember what it was. I had to sign something saying they were all eligible and they were all new. We had 38 or 42 new people, new. And when you turn over that much, you better have a nucleus around them that can keep them grounded. And that's what we've been able to sustain at Georgia, is we're not going to change what we do based on who we play. We're going to do what we do. We're going to try to out-execute you and just do it the right way. And I think a lot of people, that's hard to do. I think it's hard to do it the hard way all the time because everybody wants to find an easier way. And it's no easy way to win these games. They're all hard.
Coach, over here on that fade route to Colby Young, it looked like Beck and Young had been playing together for years. So how have they been able to build that connection so quickly?
Yeah, it's been tough because Colby hasn't actually practiced a full practice week. He was very selective. We had him, where he was not taking a full load of reps. They had a really good connection early in camp, and then when his hamstring occurred, they lost some of that rhythm. And I think we've got to get more out of Colby. Colby's a really good player, and we need him to step up if we're going to go where we need to go.
I'm sorry if you were asked this already, but what can you say just about your freshman and Nate Frazier and the impact that he's had in this game? Especially, it's not all the time that a freshman does make an impact like this.
It's awesome. The players can tell you that I get on him all the time because he's out of control. He is just foot fire, moving, going at the speed of light, doesn't know he might run into a brick wall, cutting back, and he cut back a couple times in practice, and I told him, I said, when you get in a real game, you cut back like that, they're going to light you up. I actually said some things I can't say in here, but he cut back and went all the way across the field for about 50, and I told him it's okay now. You can do that, but he's a great kid. He got an opportunity. He seized the moment. A lot of people locked in front of him, and like I told you, Chauncey Bowens is a good back. He's going to have an opportunity to grow and play. So I'm looking forward to that room because I think we've got some juice in that room as they get more experience. Look, guys, Nate's a long way from a complete package. He wasn't here in the spring, so he missed 15 practices of intense work that he's trying to play catch up on.
Got time for one more question?
Yeah, Jonell, I think banged up going into this football game. You talk a lot about Malaki, and you said he's your best corner, could be your best corner. What did it mean?
He can play corner.
Could play corner. What did it mean for you to be able to slide him into the nickel today for you guys?
Yeah, that was huge. That was probably the thing you bring it up, I forgot about. That was one of the biggest things that got us in the week when Jonell had a pull, and it happened on Saturday, and we didn't know. He didn't go Monday, he didn't go Tuesday, he walked through Wednesday, and we're all messed up because now we're having to not move one person in his spot. We're having to move Malaki, then Dan, then KJ. And it's like, it was really scary because we didn't have the volume of reps with that makeup. So then we tried to go with Ja'Cory some, but every time Ja'Cory was in, Malaki had to play over here and Dan had to play over here. And when Malaki went in, Dan jumped over here and KJ went over here. They did a tremendous job of knowing what to do from three different positions. And we really need to get Jonell healthy, and I thought Ja'Cory stepped up and took advantage of his opportunity.
Thank you, Coach. We'll have Jalen Walker and Carson Beck.